The mum of a schoolgirl killed in a hit-and-run 20 years ago knows who's responsible and demands the cowards finally come forward to face justice. Gemma Rolfe, 12, was going to Girl Guides with her stepdad when a stolen Austin Maestro van driven by 4 drunk and drugged-up youths smashed into them. Janet Roby says after 20 years it's time for Gemma's killers to come forward. The impact flipped their Suzuki Vitara onto its roof before the pair, hanging by their seatbelts, were struck by a BMW, killing Gemma and leaving Dean Roby seriously injured. Police tracked the youths down but none admitted to being the driver. With a lack of DNA, no one was ever charged and the killers walked free. Speaking from her home in Erith, Kent, Gemma's mum Janet Roby, 56, told The Sun, "I know all their names, they were local lads. I go to the gym across the road, they could be in there and I wouldn't know as they're in their 40s now. They might have kids of their own, they would know me. My whole family have had a prison sentence for 20 years, we will always suffer, they're living their lives but our lives stopped, why is it us suffering? They have just got to say it was me, I did it, I'm sorry. I don't think it will ever happen. I doubt it even crosses their mind, it's in mine 24/7. I don't even know if they've got a conscience." Gemma was a star pupil at Erith School who, at 5'6", was a larger-than-life character. Remembering Cheeky Monkey Gemma, Janet said, "She was very headstrong, very independent, very clever, totally fearless. Gemma would earn money to pay for a Mother's Day present, she was only 9. The evening of May 19, 2003, Janet's family were running late for guides. Janet recalled, "Gemma had cheese, ham, and pineapple pizza for her tea, I can still see what she was wearing, what I was wearing. Every day when my kids walked out the door I'd tell them I loved them, that one day I didn't do that. She ran out the door and said see you later, Mum." Shortly after 7:15 p.m., the mum of 2 heard sirens, "My phone rang, someone said Gemma and Dean had been in an accident. It felt like I was going in slow motion, I got to the end of the road and police had taped it off, I got out the car and was running." Janet was hauled into a house where a rapid responder revealed every parent's worst nightmare, Gemma had been killed. "I just screamed, my phone was ringing, it was my twin brother Richard, someone else picked up, he could hear me," the mum recalls. The youths ran from the scene as Gemma's body was cut from the wreckage while Dean, who had broken 4 ribs and a collarbone on his left side, was rushed to hospital in a serious condition. Janet adds, "I remember telling Dean Gemma had died, he just screamed and screamed. Dean's last memory of the accident would have been Gemma's, myself and my son were not in the car with her, we can't see what Dean was going through." Gemma's brother Kai, then 18, later moved away, he has gone on to have a daughter named after his sister. Scrap and picture books of Gemma fill Janet's home, many include tributes received in the days and weeks after her death. They remember a daughter who was a good listener and made people laugh. But among the pages is a haunting poem called Think which Gemma wrote about gun crime aged just 9, the last paragraph reads, "The man with the gun, the one who committed the crime. Police were too late, he'd gone just in time, he will never realize just what he's done. It's what happened to Gemma, it's like she had written what was going to happen," Janet says. The mum of 2 visits the spot where Gemma died at the junction of Canada Road and Slade Green Road in Erith once a year. She explains, "I can't go any other time, I go on the May 19th. One day I'll be the only one there but there are still people that come. We let a balloon go and we have a cuddle." This Friday marks 20 years since Gemma's death and broken Janet says she will not allow her daughter, who would now be 32, to be forgotten. And she told The Sun she has vowed to fight for justice until the cowards admit who was behind the wheel. No justice. Ahead of the anniversary, the Metropolitan Police said their investigation into Gemma's death remains open, but Janet is not holding out much hope. The DNA was spread across the van like a talc bottle being squeezed, the police could never prove who was in the driving seat at the time, Janet says. She finishes, "All 4 of them should have got banged up, my daughter walked out the door and said see you later Mum, that's all I've got. For 20 years I've been the strong one that held my family together as long as I could, and I'm actually tired now. I'm not okay, but that's okay, I'm allowed to be not okay. I go through the motions, I feel like I was in that car as well, and I'm in a coma, and my life now until the day I die will be a dream, and the day I wake up will be the day I see my daughter. Met Police spokesperson told The Sun, our thoughts remain with Gemma's family and friends on the approach to this sad anniversary. The investigation remains open, and though many years have passed, we remain committed to achieving justice. The case was last subject to a review by the Serious Crime Review Group last year, and a number of inquiries remain ongoing. Anyone who has information that could assist should call the Serious Collision Investigation Unit on 0208-285-1574. You can also contact Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111 or visit crimestopers-uk.org.